At dusk, your core cools half a degree in vagal tone spikes. Stier and his team showed that when circadian rhythm flattens, the temperature amplitude disappears and heart rate variability collapses with it. Not because you need another peptide, because your body is waiting for a thermal signal that never arrives. The suprachiasmatic nucleus is watching your core thermometer, and when the drop happens, hypothalamic vagal pathways hand control back to the parasympathetic side. You have been chasing exogenous fixes for an endogenous scheduling problem. The half-degree drop at dusk is the signal. Your vagus nerve is waiting. Stop overriding it. Your retina holds light detectors that do not form images. They only ask one question. Is it day or night? Kacha-chan and his group proved that 2 hours of evening blue light suppresses melatonin by half and flattens heart rate variability within the same window. Those retinal ganglion cells wire straight to the same hypothalamic clock we saw earlier, which means every scroll past midnight is a neural interrupt telling your vagus nerve to stay in sympathetic guard mode. Light holds the admin password to your autonomic schedule. Your core can only drop that half degree if the clock receives darkness first. The same nerve that slows your heart also carries sensation back to the brainstem, and most people have no idea what it is telling them. Schaefer showed that individuals who can accurately sense their own heartbeat without touching a pulse develop measurably higher resting HRV and faster autonomic flexibility. That sensitivity is vagal afferent signaling, baroreceptors, and cardiopulmonary receptors feeding the nucleus of the solitary tract. The NTS tallies every vote from your organs and decides whether you stay wired or drop into recovery. Even with perfect dusk cooling and midnight darkness, subjects with dull interoception showed almost no HRV gains. Their clocks were aligned, their cores dropped, but the brainstem could not read the vote. Your circadian clock schedules recovery by physically wiring into the nerves that control it. Saper's lab mapped direct SCN projections into autonomic motor nuclei. Circadian misalignment rewires the control panel itself. One night of phase delay suppresses vagal tone beyond what most exogenous protocols can restore. Mueller tracked this through core temperature oscillations. The HRV industry sells addition. Physiology rewards subtraction. Strip the late light, the midnight caffeine, the ill-timed cold shock, and the core amplitude returns with a force no supplement can replicate. But subtraction only works if you know the exact window where removal becomes clinical protocol. Miss that window, and the nervous system stays in default mode. I will show you that window next. Peripheral clocks inside the vagal ganglia keep their own time. These sensory hubs, the nodos and jugular ganglia, express clock genes that light entrains through the same retinal pathway we traced earlier. Your vagus nerve carries a local oscillator, independent of hypothalamic command. When that half-degree core drop arrives at dusk, the ganglionic clock gates how strongly each afferent spike registers in the NTS. HRV peaks in early evening because that triad, local clock, core thermometer, and brainstem briefly align. Circadian data maps the nadir to deep night when sympathetic dominance is scheduled. Now switch timescale. A millisecond spike in the ganglion resets in seconds. A month of phase delay flattens amplitude for seasons. The window is a real circadian phase. Tomorrow evening it opens again. Whether your physiology still recognizes the key is what we measure next. Lockley measured morning light in shift workers and found that dim dawn exposure flattens core temperature amplitude even when subjects live in total darkness after dusk. Katchen proved evening blue light destroys HRV. Lockley showed that without a morning lux anchor above 1,000, the evening core drop fires, but the SCN has no reference frame to scale the vagal response. Darkness alone does not save you. The ratio between morning signal and evening withdrawal does. You can black out every room at night and still fail because your clock never received the morning reference frame. Screens after sunset matter less than you think. Bright light before 10 a.m. matters more. Miss that, and tomorrow evening the half-degree drop means nothing. I will show you exactly how to build that contrast next. Build the contrast with surgical precision. Within 30 minutes of waking, face outdoor sky, no sunglasses, even gray dawn delivers the 1,000 lux anchor the SCN needs to scale tomorrow evening's vagal response. After sunset, kill overhead LEDs and switch to warm peripheral lamps only. The retina detects center versus surround brightness, and overhead light mimics midday sun. That ratio, bright vertical morning, dim horizontal evening, restores the core amplitude we traced without buying a single device. Your biology already owns the machinery. It only needs two photic signals to bookend the day. The full research archive with every PDF and protocol lives at jmthomasofficial.com. Start tomorrow morning. Tomorrow evening, check your HRV at 6 in the afternoon and again at midnight. If the evening reading is not higher, the triad we traced is still misaligned. That single comparison tells you more than a month of exogenous protocols. Once that evening window opens, recovery stops being something you chase and becomes scheduled physiology. The primary PDFs and citations live at jmthomasofficial.com. Read the originals. Run the test. Your nervous system already owns the calendar. Let it run.